Hey guys, how's it going? So today I'm planting a cocktail garden in this elevated raised bed. I'm super excited about this project because I've never actually done a dedicated cocktail garden, and it's something that I really am interested in and I love to do. My mom, sister, and I, especially, like, it's a festive thing. We love to make anything herbal and anything cocktails so we can make one and then go tour the garden. It's just such a fun thing to do with family or friends. So this is from Gardener's Supply. It's called the Self-Watering Elevated Cedar Raised Bed. Although you can get them separately. You can get a raised bed without self-watering. You can get it with self-watering. If you already have a bed like this, you can buy the inserts and retrofit your current raised bed to fit these. And I like the color of this, so I chose this on purpose. This is a color called graphite because I thought with the style of building that this is the balcony where it's going to go, I thought it would look really sleek and really pretty. But I think there's like 4 different stain colors, or you can get natural cedar, but the self-watering thing is what I'm most excited about. So inside here, I'm going to kind of take it apart and show you how this works. So I'm going to take the top trays off and show you the bottom of the self-watering insert. There's our little float right there. So you can see these bottom trays right here, and if I lift them all the way out, they're not held together, but they're connected by a tube right there. So the self-watering reservoir isn't separate. It's all connected by that right there, and then this little piece of wood actually helps kind of bridge the gap so no soil falls out. And you might, if you got this, sometimes I think the tube will come a little bit longer. You could put this piece of wood either in between the 2 inserts or on the side, however it fits the best. So at this point, I actually need to go get my hose and fill these up before I put it back together. So let me go do that. Okay, so we need to fill these up. They hold 10 gallons of water, which is a pretty decent amount. Look at that, connected. You can fill up this reservoir after you've planted it, but it's really nice to just kind of see how it works, see how long it takes to fill it, and I'll show you the float system and how to fill it up after it's already planted here in a second. Okay, I think that's good because I know that there's going to be a little bit of water displacement when I put these on. And these are the tops of the reservoirs right here. So I'm just going to place that right down over the top. Yes, see how the water fills in there? Nice. This is our water tube and our float right here, little cork. And so when the water is full, this thing sticks way up. When it goes down, it'll float down to the bottom. So there's that, and then there's this side. And see how this is positioned with the little piece of wood right here, just to bridge this little gap on the side so that soil doesn't come barreling through. So that's it for the self-watering reservoir. So just imagine this, well, you won't have to imagine for very long. Imagine it full of soil, and then this will come up out of the soil right there so you can access this. I mean, you won't really be able to see it because once the plants grow up, it'll kind of shroud it, but it makes it easy, and you can stick your hose right down in there, or watering can, or whatever you're using. So now I'm going to fill it with soil. I actually watched the video on the Gardener's Supply website on how to set this up, and they showed that you should pack soil down into these little reservoirs because that's how the water wicks up into the upper part. So you want to make sure that the soil packs down in there. So I'm going to do that quick. I think this is going to be a gorgeous planter. How nice it feels to garden at like a waist level. I can totally see myself switching to this size of raised bed. I do need to water it in. I left a generous lip here so that we didn't have any soil overflow. In fact, I might come in with some straw and top dress with that because it helps with our tomato. It'll help with our strawberries, just keeping the soil off of the plant. And I actually think it looks kind of, I don't know, I like the look of it. It just looks so appropriate to be in this sort of space. But it is an extremely important thing to water in from overhead, even though our self-watering reservoirs are full. And this is with all self-watering containers because, one, you need to settle the root balls in. Root balls in, make sure there's no air pockets. You also want to make sure that you water almost a little bit more than you would normally with your regular containers when you initially water them in, because you want to make sure the soil is completely saturated so that the wicking system will work properly. Because when you have peat in a soil mix, which most soils have that in them, if the peat dries out, it can actually repel water. So you want to make sure that it's well watered in. So I'm gonna do that really quick. And I just like to keep the water off the foliage, and I try to go around each plant. So after you've watered it in from overhead, you do want to water it from overhead for the first maybe week or two until the plants have had a chance to root in and create a little bit of a root system so that they can reach the water that's coming up. So that's just kind of standard rules for any self-watering container. And then after you're done with all your overhead watering, this is how you fill the reservoir. You can stick your hose right down in there. Make sure it's not touching the little float right there so that the float can move freely. But that's how you water it. Now ours is almost full and it will start to leak. I can see it's starting to come out. They aren't like watertight, which is a good thing. You want there to be a little bit of an overflow so water can't back up into your soil reservoir. That's really important. You don't want your plants to be floating. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We will see you in the next video. Bye.